And finally today, this week, I spent some time with my very good friend Ted Dart. Ted's from up north in North Powder, Oregon, on the other coast. He was visiting this week. Ted runs a plant-based co-op. He grows, processes, and distributes both hemp and full-spectrum cannabis products and natural organic medicines that he makes as an Oregon license holder. So he holds multiple licenses in Oregon, and what Ted does is simply fascinating. The stories he shared with me and the depth of his understanding and his passion for the plant and for helping people left me in really deep introspective thought. His reality versus our experience here is so stark. You know, it's hard to believe we're both Americans and how one section of America enjoys exponentially more freedoms than we do. Yet we're still governed by the same laws nationally. Our young soldiers fight and die to defend the same freedoms, and yet they seem to have way more than we do. We're working on that, and we're going to keep working on that. And I guess that would apply to a lot of us, you know, who have friends and family maybe who live in Oregon or Massachusetts now, for that matter. So as we move forward and we begin to implement our own program, I promise to ask my friend Ted to come on back and to share more of what he does with us in greater detail and teach us how we can do what he does when doing what he does becomes legal. And there is some language in the Marijuana Regulation and Tax Act that mentions the words micro-licensing, micro-business, and co-ops. It's kind of a gray area as far as what I read so far, and I think the devil will be in the details, but maybe we will be able to work together as home cultivators, to share with one another, and maybe there'll be a door, even if not initially, door will open for people to form co-ops and to help each other circumvent what's probably going to be a very expensive New York State cannabis program. So Ted's the kind of man that's going to help us, because that's what he does, and I'm honored to have Ted as a friend. And I have to thank our mutual friend Stu from my performing music days, who knew Ted, who knew me, and said, here's two guys that need to know each other. Now we do, and we're both pretty happy about it. So that's pretty much it for today, ladies and germinators. I'll be chiming in if anything monumental happens in the next few days as far as legalization news, no matter what day it happens, because we're at crunch time. We're in the bottom of the ninth, like I said before, and big news can happen that we're not going to be able to keep it inside if it does happen one way or the other. And remember, Legalize at CNY, the group here, this is your house. Dave and I moderate it. Dave and I are the administrators of it, and Dave and I keep the house clean. But it's your house. Say what you want. Be who you are, you know, within reason. You know, be respectful to one another. But like I said before, bitch and moan, it's okay. We're family. And we're doing nothing wrong. We never were. Just fighting for our freedom here. And we respect and love each other for it. Remember that. That's what we're about. In the meantime, excuse the shameless plugs I'm about to give, but heck, if it weren't for gigs, Gary's Indoor Garden Supply, my store where I sell indoor garden supplies to grow things, we wouldn't be here. Gigs, Gary's Indoor Garden Supply, wouldn't be here unless there were a Gary's Music Store, in business since 1983, where I opened gigs in the back of the music store just a few years ago. So please support those. At gigs, remember, you can buy all the things you need to grow things. Indoors is primarily my focus, but outdoor growers are buying their supplies too. A few different types of potting mixes. Fantastic potting mixes, not like you're going to get in the Home Depot store. Things that are going to be added to those potting mixes to dial it right in for you. Nutrients, supplements, pH up and down controls, meters, testing solutions, cloning supplies, rooting plugs, lighting, grow tents, stuff like that there. Come see me at gigs and check out the CBD products I sell as well. We've talked about those again and again. And if you have a business yourself and you're in the group, I'm happy to support your business. We've got to keep it real as it relates to cannabis, but even if you do car work or lawn work or build things, hey, I want to do business with people who have a mind like mine. Oh, really, I do. Maybe you would too. You know, when somebody comes to install carpet, hey, you're one of us. Welcome. Glad to have you here. So that's what we do. I'm going to wrap it up for today in hopes that you'll all go out and spread the good word, debunk lies, spread truths, debunk misinformation and reefer madness, have conversations in public and private with family members, respectfully or not, depending on the situation. But get the message across. Share it. Keep it alive. Until next time, or until we get better news, peace and pot.